Labour government this week announced proposals for chemical castration of sex offenders. Supporters say it could cut down reoffending and keep people safer, but critics are calling it extreme, even inhumane.
Straight out of the Sharia law and Iranian playbook, actually. You know who cuts off burglars' hands when they commit that crime? It's Iran's government. Now, this is a slippery slope, and allowing the government to have decision-making power over who gets chemically castrated, who doesn't, who gets their hand chopped off and who doesn't, is completely wrong. Now, there's mixed or limited evidence that it actually reduces a reoffending. What we haven't tried in this country, as we've talked about already, is rehabilitative methods to make sure that criminals get the support in the community that they need. Now, let's try that first and not rush to judgment in the knee-jerk reaction that we've heard so much about doesn't work. To chemically castrate people would be an incredible violation of people's bodily autonomy, a cruel and very unusual punishment.
I don't care. I do not care about the bodily autonomy of paedophiles, Kai. Let me just make that crystal clear. And I don't think most British people who have not committed that crime, at least, will. But we need a deterrence for people who commit crimes like this, particularly against children. We have a rape gang crisis against children. Thousands of young women have been abused up and down the country, and yet many of them are still to face any form of justice. If they knew what was going to happen to them at the end of that was some form of castration, actually, you know what? I don't think many of them would have done it. The fact of the matter is this country is a soft touch. This government is releasing rapists and murderers. They're going to be out offending again soon. We need to roll this out way quicker than that. We can't be worrying about criminals, human rights. We far too often worry about them before we put the British public safety first.
Alex, we can't be a soft touch on the one hand and then have prison overcrowding on the other. That's just logically
then, can they?
Inconsistent. So what you're saying actually is sex offenders should be let out of prison, correct?
If they're castrated, they're probably far less of a risk, yes.
Alex Armstrong wants more sex offenders out of the streets.
Don't know. Come on,
let's be... That's what you've just said.
Castrate them first, then we might want to let them out because then we can free up the prison, and they can't rape anyone again, can they?
Well, it's actually the effectiveness of chemical castration also has mixed reviews.
Well, I'm not a scientist.
I just don't think this is wrong. You know, the fact is, Britain is different than so many other countries because we stick to our values and our principles, even though we despise what some people believe or what some people do. That's the correct thing to do. We can't chemically castrate people in a hark back to the Victorian times just because we think that something somebody has done is senseless.